Today, we'll be exploring the cultural learning environment and how it plays a crucial role in shaping social growth. As you can see in this image, a child's development is deeply connected to their caregivers and the surrounding culture, setting the foundation for how they navigate the world. Let's dive into this fascinating relationship and understand its impact on social development. Today, we'll explore a variety of topics, starting with methods of cultural research and how cultural communities are conceptualized. We'll then dive into the developmental niche and examine infancy with a focus on cross-cultural variations. Following that, we'll discuss early attachment and language socialization within cultural contexts. As we move into middle childhood, we'll look at play, gender, peer relationships, and aggression, along with desirable emotional and personality traits. We'll also consider how different environments, ranging from high to low threat, impact development. Finally, we'll cover adolescence, family patterns, and the diversity found within cultural contexts. This comprehensive overview will give us a deeper understanding of cultural influences across developmental stages. This chapter starts by looking at the different methods and references that guide research in cultural social development, giving us a foundation for understanding the topic. Then, we dive into cultural contexts and models that explain how social development happens within families and communities. A key concept here is the developmental niche, which is essentially the environment a child grows up in, including family and cultural influences. As we move through the chapter, we look closely at how social development unfolds during infancy, middle childhood, and adolescence, highlighting the important role culture plays at each stage. This overview sets the stage for appreciating the diversity of social development across different cultural settings. When conducting cultural research, it's crucial to leave the lab and library to observe children's everyday routines in their communities and engage with locals who have deep, first-hand knowledge. We use a mix of qualitative methods, like narratives and videos, alongside quantitative tools such as surveys and cognitive assessments, to get a comprehensive view. Ethnography plays a central role here, involving participant observation and in-depth conversations to truly understand the meanings and social practices within the community. Additionally, we complement these methods with community surveys, biosocial indicators, and systematic observations to fully appreciate the cultural context at play. This integrated approach helps us capture the complexity of social development in real-world settings. When we talk about cultural communities, we're looking at groups defined by factors like language, cultural history, geography, political status, or ethnic identity. These categories help us understand how communities share patterns of beliefs and practices. These shared values and norms play a crucial role in shaping how children grow and develop socially. Communities influence children by setting expectations for behavior, organizing daily activities, and deciding how resources are distributed. You can see this dynamic in the image, where people of different ages interact within a vibrant neighborhood, illustrating the real-world context of these cultural influences. This slide explores the concept of the developmental niche, which provides a framework for understanding a child's social development within their cultural context. First, we have the physical and social settings, which include the child's surroundings and the relationships they engage with daily. These shape their everyday experiences. Next, customary methods of childcare involve the cultural practices and parental beliefs that guide how daily care and interactions are organized. Finally, caretaker psychology refers to parental ethnotheories or shared cultural beliefs about raising children, which influence how the environment is structured and how interactions take place. Together, these three interconnected components form the cultural learning environment that supports early socialization and development. Here we see a fascinating look at how infancy is shaped differently around the world. In Dutch culture, parents place a strong emphasis on calmness, regularity, and cleanliness, which results in infants experiencing longer sleep and more structured rest. Meanwhile, in Italy, the focus shifts to vivace traits, lively, active, smiling babies who grow up in a socially rich and stimulating environment. Lastly, communities like the Bang and Guzii prioritize social relationships and shared caregiving, where multiple caregivers play a role in early life, supporting survival and motor development. These examples highlight just how varied the developmental niches for infants can be across cultures. Here, we see that attachment and separation distress vary significantly depending on cultural context. Different societies have unique caretaking practices, which influence how children experience and express attachment. For example, many communities rely on multiple caretakers rather than just a single primary caregiver, allowing children to form trusted bonds with several predictable adults. This challenges the typical Western model that focuses on a one-on-one relationship. It's important to understand that secure attachment is not limited to one style. It exists worldwide but looks different depending on local cultural meanings and social security practices. This broader view helps us appreciate the diversity in early emotional development across cultures. Here we're looking at how children develop language skills through natural social interaction rather than formal teaching. In early childhood, language socialization happens as kids participate in conversations, mimic the speech they hear, and learn by observing those around them. These interactions often involve multiple people, like adults and older siblings, who provide subtle prompts and support. This kind of environment helps children grasp not just words, but also the social and cultural rules of communication. As you can see in the image, this is all about learning language within a lively community setting where everyone plays a role. During middle childhood, children experience what's known as the 5 to 7 shift, where they develop improved self-regulation and the ability to engage in more complex social and task activities that involve understanding shared goals and intentions. This stage is also marked by an increase in social responsibility and caretaking, as children start taking on chores and caring for siblings, which helps them learn the importance of contributing meaningfully to their family and household. These changes are crucial for building social intelligence and a sense of obligation in everyday life. On this slide, we look at how play and peer relationships are influenced by culture and gender. Interestingly, adults rarely join in children's play outside of Western middle-class settings, but children everywhere still engage in creative play with their peers and surroundings. As children grow, especially by middle childhood, they tend to separate into gender-specific playgroups, reflecting the socially prescribed gender roles of their culture. We also see that the levels of peer aggression vary from community to community, often being lower in places that prioritize social order, moral discipline, and equality. Ultimately, through these play experiences and social interactions, children develop social intelligence, which is essential for cooperation and fostering a sense of belonging within their communities. Here, we see how culture plays a crucial role in shaping temperament and personality. Cultural beliefs deeply affect how behaviors like shyness or boldness are perceived. What might be seen as reserved and respectful in one culture could be viewed as timid in another, while boldness might be encouraged elsewhere. Many cultures place a strong value on social harmony and forbearance, encouraging children to develop qualities that support group cohesion and respect. These cultural values influence not only how behaviors are interpreted, but also which traits are nurtured and celebrated. Understanding this helps us appreciate the diverse ways children develop socially and emotionally around the world. Here, we focus on the challenges families face in high-threat environments, like the favelas of Rio de Janeiro. Life in these communities is marked by constant exposure to violence, drugs, and poverty. To protect their children, parents often resort to harsh punishment, organizing daily life around survival and safety. This kind of environment deeply influences how children grow up and how social norms develop. It's important to recognize that these pressures aren't unique to Brazil. They're found in many parts of the world, shaping cultural practices around parenting and community life. Understanding these high-threat settings helps us see how culture and context are intertwined in childhood development. Adolescence is a crucial transition period where young people take on new social roles, often marked by initiation ceremonies that symbolize their move into adulthood. They gain new responsibilities, like preparing for marriage and managing household tasks, and begin to navigate adult hierarchies and expectations. Now, family patterns play a significant role in shaping these adolescent experiences. Different cultural systems, such as Christian European, Islamic West Asian and North African, South Asian Hindu, Confucian East Asian, Sub-Saharan African, Southeast Asian, and Creole families, each have unique norms regarding inheritance, marriage, gender roles, and household organization. These distinct family structures guide how children develop socially and take on adult roles. Understanding these diverse family influences helps us appreciate the varied pathways adolescents follow around the world. As we reach the end, Let's focus on two key points. First, cultural communities are dynamic and diverse, not uniform or static. Children absorb cultural values and behaviors through repeated social interactions within their unique environments. Second, to truly understand social development today and in the future, we must expand research to include global diversity. This means embracing the complex and evolving nature of cultures shaped by modernization and globalization. This approach will help us better appreciate how diverse cultural contexts influence children's learning and development worldwide.